game in the country, almost 70 points per game. And about 68 in that first round matchup, and they turn it over on the first possession.
Nice job by Nick Clifford of opening up on that back screen and picking that pass off.
Crocker Johnson takes the first shot off the glass.
Play for that, and Bourne just tracked it down.
Crocker Johnson hasn't found a lot of success there from up top. Morton gets another chance there for Colorado State. Crocker Johnson drives, and Rice has got 8 in this half. Crocker Johnson misses long. Evans with another offensive rebound. 10 offensive rebounds for Colorado State. Gives it up to Crocker Johnson, and an and one back the other way.
Just finding his own shot there, creating space and rising up.
Turnover. It's the third turnover here from Memphis, and off and running. Evans gives it up. Yeah, the left-handed lay-in from 10 seconds on the shot clock. Rogers over to Okoje with the miss.
Great half-court defense by Colorado State.
How about limiting P.J. Haggerty? 2 points, 1 of 5 from the field. He's the third leading scorer in college basketball.
Yeah, averages almost 22 points per game, 21 and a half coming into the NCAA tournament. And nothing but net.
On a double, he can spray it out to a teammate for a shot. They can make a living doing that all game.
And you just don't see many big guys with the skill set and the touch that he has. Both hands, drive the basketball. Such a unique player, but an incredibly effective one.
Oh, good turnaround. The season from 3.
And good defense by Bemba there, taking on danger.
Evans looks it off. Good possession there for Colorado. Puts it in.
A great find by Haggerty right there. Colorado State's bigs, I believe it was Bemba that was helping uphill a little bit, getting a little bit overextended off that dribble drive. Haggerty saw it and found Cisse at the rim.
Lay quick pass down inside to Crocker Johnson.
Cross left. Little runner trying to float it up. And a missed shot there. 40% from the field for Utah State. Corner 3, and that's good.
And that's the 6th Broncos turnover. Kyan Evans hasn't gotten going in this game at all either. Gets the score. 0 for 3. Here's Crocker Johnson, a corner 3. It's good. They miscommunicating there. Here's Meadow, a little bandage above his eye. Crocker Johnson looking for 3 more. He's got it. Don't answer that. I didn't. Yeah. Gardenia's corner 3. And Boise State with these 3-pointers. They've struggled to shoot the ball all year. 5 for 22 today. And Gardenias is 0 for 5. And Colorado State answer right for Steve Alford on his bench.
How can that be possible? That was bizarre. How about this? In all these years, I don't think I've ever seen that.
And that's not right.
Johnson, Crocker Johnson, the 3 is good. And Rollison hits.
Can't fall asleep.
Now Morton up ahead. Crocker Johnson lays it in.
In transition on the other side, a missed layup. Utah State now 0 for their first 4.
What a recovery from Martinez, though, to erase the transition layup.
In the corner, rattles it home. Fans can't sit until the opponent finally puts the ball in the hoop, and Colorado State starting the game on a 10-0 run.
And I like that. I see some home courts where it's the opposite, where the fans don't sit until the offense scores.
Right.
So the crowd is defensive-minded.
I like that on the other side. And we'll see if Nico leaves him there for the rest of the half. What Medved decides to do is it's a turnover on the other side. So here comes Colorado State. Boy, turnover's been a real issue. Why not? Jaylen.
Try to get this thing to 10 by halftime. You got plenty of time to do it, but you got to start getting some stops.
Way too much space underneath, and Jaylen double. Pass out of it to Clifford. Trying to get it through. Does Crocker Johnson. No, put back, yes!
Different role here in Fort Collins, and he's settling in. Just his confidence today has been really high. I do think it's all started on the defensive end. He's had a swagger about him and an energy about him on defense that I think has spilled over onto this end of the floor.
Those 3 threes for Bourne match a season high for him. Thought about that one from 30 feet. 2 minutes to go here in this opening half. 44-20, Colorado State. Good look underneath. Okay, why not? Jaylen Crocker Johnson, but they're coming off a game of Boise State where they got beat 82-65, their worst loss in conference. And, you know, they're in trouble big time in this game midway through the second half. Down 72-45. That was coming on the heels of a victory against San Diego State as a corner three gets made by...
Just a couple of weeks away before we get going in earnest. CBS Sports Network. I have a bunch of the coverage for you. Three-pointer, Crocker Johnson from at the top. It's the Colorado State motto. Nico Medved says it all the time. Love the paint, like the three. The inside sets up, the outside looks. Sophomore from San Antonio. Crocker Johnson chisels inside. Excellent.
Start here for the Nevada Wolfpack.
And Sanders is a guy who has been struggling in conference from shooting beyond the arc, but against San Jose State kind of broke out of his slump, hit 3 threes, and then there you see in transition a few steps behind the line.
Jaylen Crocker Johnson, right side. He'll splash home a three. Sanders starts on the bench in the second half with the 3 personal fouls. Quick jumper there by Bailey, misses the mark. Rebound, Colorado State. Rams looking for their first lead of the contest. Crocker Johnson underneath. He'll lay it in. And no question, it has been a tale of 2 halves here in this one. Inbounds to Crocker Johnson. He'll lay it up and in.
Deficit upstairs to Templin. Little jump hook, too strong, tried to anchor that pivot foot, and now on the move, Morton. Crocker Johnson, that'll be a block, counted and one.
Dudes off the bench firing threes.
Lake. Crocker Johnson. Clifford able to corral that rebound. Crocker Johnson puts it home in traffic. Tough.
I love him off the bench. His energy and physicality is huge.
Jorgensen.
Nice
Good
pass.
skip. Crocker Johnson left alone and drills it from the corner. Cruising at the break, building on that lead in the second half. But from a time standpoint, plenty of time for the Rams to work their way back. Here's Bourne.
I like Bourne's game. He really does a good job attacking, and that's what produces.
False lead with his 5th 20-point game. Good follow from Crocker Johnson on the missed 3 plays that he was looking for whistles on.
Nice screen and roll. Look at that.
Crocker
Textbook.
Johnson. No.
The post. Colorado State overhelped, and that was an open look.
Bowen Bourne is in right now. As you noted, Evans is out with 2 fouls. This is Clifford. There are 21 NBA scouts in the building to see 2 players in particular, Miles Bird and Nick Clifford. Gets in the lane. Bad pass. Taken back. Loose ball. Fight for it. And a bucket. Crocker Johnson. Shot clock did not reset. Clifford with a runner. A miss. Put back. Crocker Johnson.
At Fresno State, a boy just took over in the final 5 minutes of that contest. Backdoor cut. Ball got knocked away. Rams force a turnover. Colorado State running back the other way. Led by Evans. Slices through the lane. Hands off to Bemba. Back outside it goes. Open 3. Crocker Johnson will bury it from the right side. Bourne has gone to the bench. Becker for 3 left wing. Missed it. Rebound to Evans. Evans has to save it from going out of bounds. Got it to Lake. Run court it goes. Crocker Johnson 3. Whims around and fall down. Boy, has he been outstanding early in this game. He has 15 of the 22 for Air Force. And with 8 minutes to go here in the first half, Colorado State's lead sitting at 3, 25-22.
Well, if he came out tonight, you're certainly getting a show from Ethan Taylor.
Nice move on the inside. Jaylen Crocker swinging around to the left baseline, trying to feed it into the paint. Ball went through the hands of Silahusky, stolen. Forecourt. Here comes Clifford, top of the key. Lobs it down low. There's Crocker Johnson, lays it up and in. Doesn't he?
Yeah, and how about the look ahead from Kyan Evans, who's working on his 5th assist. Excuse me.
Evans forecourt, got it to Crocker Johnson, assist number 6.
As Meadow knocks down a corner 3, but with Isaiah Stevens being essentially the best player in Colorado State history, it's hard to take him off the floor. But Evans now really learning on the fly, and he's showing why they've got such high hopes for him.
Meadow with that 3. That's a good sign for Boise State if they can shoot it well from 3 tonight. Jaylen Crocker. Cardenas so sweet with that left hand.
He plays at his own pace. Doesn't let the defense speed him up at all. Got him on there, on his hip, and then exploded to that finish.
Would you agree he needs more help in the backcourt?
Well, I think, one of the things... Wow, another
Crocker Johnson. It's all Degenhart right now. He gets to the low blocks, scores. He's got 15 on 5 of 10 shooting.
But if you're Morton, you can't go for that steal in that situation and give Degenhart an angle on the catch.
Can the Broncos grind it out with just Degenhart in the low blocks and win this game?
It's going to be difficult, but with Cardenas, making timely plays, in particular out of pick and rolls, you like their chances to get right back into this game.
Evans and Lake on the bench right now with Bourne and Williams in the backcourt. Clifford. Oh, Crocker Johnson with the catch.
On your screen, CSU in the green and gold. They'll head right to left. Kyle Houston and Brian Burton with you. Thanks so much for joining us on a Saturday afternoon rivalry Mountain West Conference basketball. Here's Clifford with it. Looking inside. They get it to Jaylen Crocker Johnson. He's working against Magassa, reigning Mountain West Conference Freshman of the Week.
Leaders of the defense for Colorado State.
Jordan Nesbitt called for the foul. Evans inside. Crocker Johnson now working against Allen, and he goes up. Magassa with the three-point play. He had 10 points in the loss to New Mexico. And you start to get the feeling as he goes up and contests.
Incredible what has been done. One of the better coaches, not only in this league, but in college basketball, and one of the better rivalries as well. Wyoming 3-0 in the last 3 at home, and same with Colorado State.
Yeah, we'll take a look at some Wyoming memories in the Border War in just a little bit. But there's been some exciting matchups recently here in Laramie.
The fans are not supposed to like the call when it doesn't go for their team.
Crocker Johnson.
Screen, and you come together to not allow the defender to get through.
One of the best defenders in the West is Miles Bird. A steal, but he missed the layup. And we're all tied at 6. Evans penetrates, kicks, corner, 3. Yes! It's a 3. Shot clock down. McKinney falling away, a line drive jumper. 2 minutes left. First half. Colorado State built their lead with 3s. That's kind of dried up. Crocker Johnson. No whistle and a bucket.
Nice closeout there from Bemba. I think Sek was in there looking for a little bit of contact before he went into that jump hook, but Bemba kind of fooled him up there by closing out short.
Crocker Johnson's second three-point attempt in 10 minutes. It was Crawford. 24-10. Rams leading by 14 here. 7:40 to go. See if that gets the Bulldog offense going. Top of the key, Crocker Johnson steps into a 3 and splashes it somehow. Didn't get it to go. Back the other way. Crocker Johnson rejected. Got his own board. Put it back up. And there is a Ben Good. Knocked down there by Joshua Bonga, freshman out of Germany.
I couldn't tell last possession if Keyshawn Williams was thinking about banking that pull-up mid-range or shooting it straight on.
Crocker Johnson trying to answer the 3, and he does.
That's going to be a big game. Get a Saturday game at home, and then you got to go on the road and face a tough San Diego State team in Viejas.
And then to Wyoming. So 2 at home and then 2 on the road. Here's Luke Murphy. See if the walk-on can knock down a triple. Crocker Johnson, he'll knock down another one.
Here's McClendon, left free. Off the side rim. San Jose State still looking for that first three-pointer. Crocker Johnson up and under. That works. Tough pass for Bemba to handle over to Clifford. He can't convert. Bemba seems to be everywhere. Gives that off to Crocker Johnson, who hits in traffic. Now Nganga. He tries to turn the corner. A little hard off the window as Mariel gets ready to return. Crocker Johnson. Oof. No call as he absolutely steamrolled last year. Just trying to test that leg out. Re-injured it. And so really 2 full seasons. He's now back on the court playing key minutes here.
going to let him attack.
How about the finish for the true sophomores? It almost looked like CSU had a hand on that, courtesy of Crocker Johnson. Speaking of.
Just 3 assists to 9 made baskets. They're having to work all alone on an island.
Starts that scoreless drought for Radford, 24 apiece, 4:26 to go. 3-try Crocker Johnson head of the key.
Is just able to get his shot off so beautifully. So on balance. You know, he's on balance on the last drive, just left it short. This time he plays on balance and pivots back for the fadeaway. Talented player. Williams just able to get rid of it off the double. Crocker Johnson for 3. Huge 3.
The finish. Dancing with the stars on that initial downhill drive to the paint.
Frankie Collins has a lethal first step. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Intensity has picked up by the Horned Frogs. Corner 3, JCJ.
There he is. Up with 2 hands, even with the shot.
Diallo, nifty move, couldn't finish. Rams pushing pace. Crocker Johnson at the 3 minutes to go here in the first half of play. That 3 ball is in and out. Crocker Johnson, rebound, putback is good. He found opportunity to tie or take the lead. Harris stepping through. About the only thing that hasn't worked for him today leads to another Rams opportunity. Here Nico Medved yelling, fix it, fix it, fix it. Get ready on the offensive end. Nice pass. Crocker Johnson using glass.
Now works to his left around Morton to the rim, scoops it up with the right hand, does not go. And Crocker Johnson has the CSU rebound. Morton in transition. Bowen Bourne leaving it for Crocker Johnson, and the lefty catches him.
So he's a guy who really crashes, doesn't play a lot, but when he does, he's in there going hard.
Redshirt freshman from Costa Mesa, California, who originally went to Northwestern, transferred back closer to home. Morton dribbling through the paint now, turning and spinning, kick out to a wide open Crocker Johnson 3, and the lefty has his second. 31, Riverside with a 7-point lead, its largest of the game. Crocker Johnson dribble side, drive near side with the left hand, floated up and in. 5 to play. Colorado State 58, UC Riverside 55. Nate Clifford, step back 3 on the way. No good off the front rim. Morton tipping it, keeping it alive, and Ethan Morton on the offensive glass has it for the Rams.
And we've had some big offensive rebounds. Kyan Evans secures one, and then there, Ethan Morton.
Crocker Johnson, dribble drive near side into the paint. Lefty floats it up and in, and into the front court with Clifford. Leaving it for Lake. Jaylen Lake, another 3 on the way. Around and out. Crocker Johnson, the rebound and the putback. Score off the window, 72-67, Riverside in front.
And doesn't use that offhand to corral the ball, just keeps Clifford at bay, and what a finish.
Nate Clifford, far wing on Pickens. Now spinning, leaving it for Crocker Johnson, top of the key. 3 is good! Jaylen.
266, Rebels in firm control. Ole Miss is switching defense to really with the 3 late on.
It was intentional driving, still in the pocket too. All right, 14:22 to go here. We're in the first half of play, 10-8, CSU with the advantage. Bowen Bourne controls on the right wing. Crocker Johnson top of the key, rips left down the lane, hangs and hits. Inside 6 minutes to go in the first half of play. Ethan Morton back in the game for the Rams on the left side. Top of the key to late. Crocker Johnson in the paint. Spinning. Jump hook. Up and in. Beautiful move. To the paint. Sends it out to Evans. Top of the key. Now down low. Crocker Johnson missed the layup. Got his own board. And he puts it up and in. Not sure who got it.
Yeah, not sure, but Pickett and Carr working hard there on the glass.
Floater in the paint on the other end. But in. Good two-man game there.
Textbook defense. Just tough shot over an outstretched defender.
Boy, I've been impressed by the 7-footer Isaiah Carr so far tonight. Came in only averaging 6 points, 5 rebounds. But Carr's made a big impact with 14 tonight in the paint. And CSU retakes the shot clock. Left corner, Lopez Sanviente for 3. Missed it. And the rebound to CSU. Racing forecourt, Morton gets it to Crocker Johnson. And stuffs it home. Morton skip past Evans, baseline drive, pull up 2. Air ball came right to Crocker Johnson, and the putt for the green numbers, and the green uniforms for the Fighting Hawks with the white numbers, and Crocker Johnson has won the opening tip, and we are underway. Rams with the first offense possession of the contest. College basketball is back. Hard to believe that. Underneath, Crocker Johnson. Count it with the foul. 60 seconds into the season here from Moby Arena in Fort Collins. Guy Evans at the controls of the point guard spot. Top of the key. Veers inside. Back out to Crocker Johnson. Sets his feet for 3. Eagle staff sends it all the way out. Good look here for Thomas. Can't get it to go from 3. And the rebound ping pongs around, and it came to Kyan Evans. Rams have it back into the front court. Crocker Johnson on the low block. Rams want to let him go to work. Turns baseline. Little floater off the. Handing it out front to Panone. Drives inside the paint, missed everything. Rebound to Clifford. Running are the Rams. Crocker Johnson down the lane. Scoops it in with the right hand.